Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this morning. We thank you for how far you have brought us, Father. It is our desire. It is what we are seeking, that you would be here with us, you would bless us, you would guide us, you will see us through from this very time even to the end of this conference. I pray that let your presence be mighty in our midst. Let your presence fill this place. Teach us what we ought to do and help us so that our service would be glorious and will be a blessing. We thank you, we give you praise in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Good. So, I was expecting more people, but those are the people here came for the leadership conference, and a lot of people, thank you, a lot of people that actually make up the service are not here, and it is a shame. Okay, so you've been given some manuals. These manuals are they are still work in progress. We used some of it for the leadership seminar, and we are modified or added a few things to add to the service makers conference. Now you may ask yourself, why are we here? What is the purpose of this? Like, why have we gathered all of us to be here for this conference? Why have they gathered us here? What is so important about what you are going to do that we need to take time off to be here, that people don't understand and are actually still not here? When you go to any organization and you are working for that organization, every organization has a work ethic. It has an organizational structure, and above all, it has a vision, what its core business is, and what that organization is supposed to do. So this conference is not like, we are not doing like evangelism or salvation. You know, sometimes when people come and they don't actually know what they are coming for. Or service, they come and sit here, say, what are you coming? This is not like, we are not doing breakfast meeting where our aim is to evangelize or to win souls or to talk about how you can prosper, or how opportunities that will help you to set up a business. You know, all those things are important, but this conference is mainly so that you put it is fixed in your mind that everything we are going to do here is aimed at raising or equipping those who help in the house of God. So basically it is for workers. So it's like, if you are in an organization and you are not an employee of that organization, you cannot go for some of the meetings that they have. So they can have orientation for all employees, and they can have retraining for those who are, so orientation for the new ones, and you can have retraining for those who are already in it, so that you can understand fully what the organization is about, what is expected of you, and so on and so forth. So this conference is not meant for any other thing. Okay? So if you are invited or you came and you say, why am I here? I want you to understand clearly that this conference is for those who are doing the work of God, are desirous of doing the work of God, okay, or have just been appointed in the church to do something for God. Or you may not have been appointed like us, but you are desirous, so you want to, you came that, oh, I'm going to be in a department, I'm going to work, you are all supposed to be here so that we learn how the organization works and what your roles are and what we are supposed to do. Okay, so in order to do that, when you go to school, you get textbooks, isn't it? And you get handouts. Even in the university they give, I don't know why they give handouts. They give, sometimes they say you want your slides. I don't know why you want the slides. Everything is in the book. So we have attempted to put it, it cannot contain everything, but some things that we feel are salient and very important for us to know as people who work for God. And as I began with the last conference, that was last week, let us turn to the last page and then look at the closure or the conclusion. Okay, so this one sums up why this manual and why we have bothered to put. So you see the contributors there. There are so many people. When people were away and asleep, they were here putting these things together, and even they are still working on it, making corrections, typos, and even yesterday in the evening we had to make some more corrections and add. Okay, I sent a copy to Reverend Obin Kumasi with all the typos. I said you should just read to give us ideas, put things in it, because we want to make it better and better, because it, when it gets better, it helps us. It helps us to do a better job. It is not like a secret that no, we want it to be the best, so that when you take it, it will be a blessing to you. So let's look at the closure. It says this manual has been carefully written to help edify you and teach you the way to serve the King in a pleasing way. Okay, I think the King should be capital. Okay, the King in a pleasing way. This manual has been simplified to give you a ready guide for a step-by-step approach to serving in the house of God. The manual leaves no room for trial and error. And guesswork in the performance of our service to God. Are we here? So what we are saying is that this manual was carefully written. It means men and women took their time to sit down and put these things together. Okay? So that it would teach us how we can serve. You see, if you are serving somebody and you know what the person likes, how the person wants to be served, you see, it makes your work easier, isn't it? Yeah. So that we know how God, the King, wants to be served. And the manual, we try to simplify it, not with big Greek words, some simple step by step, because many a times it is what the step by step things, what we ought to do that we do not, how do you call it? What we ought to do that we don't know. Or sometimes we know what to do, but we don't know the steps to take, the practical measures. And there are many things that we are doing that we think are helping the group or the department or the organization you are in, but it is not really helping. So we are trying to give you a step-by-step approach. And he says the manual leaves no room for trial and error and guesswork. See, we don't have time to be second guessing what we are doing, or to just try it out and see. Are you here? So we need to make sure that we are doing it right. And many of you have not served before. Okay, many of you've never been given a position. You are just a what do you call it, a part of the church or part of the department. So it helps you to know how things ought to be done, so that it will be done properly. Because you see, and particularly in this church, we don't have time. You see, it's not like other churches where the church can be there for 40 years. Not that this church cannot be there for 40 years. See, but the church is there, and then every Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, they meet, isn't it? And somebody can be in the same church for 40 years, 50 years, in fact, from cradle to grave, isn't it? You were born in the church, you died in the church. Is it not so? But in this, our church, because of the fact that it is situated on a campus, and people transition in and out of the campus, majority of people will leave after 4 years. So it means that after 4 years, the face of the church would have changed entirely. If you left 4 years ago and you came back, you wouldn't know anybody apart from me, or maybe somebody who was doing a 6-year or 7-year course or a 5-year course, or somebody who is doing a postgraduate, or myself. But beyond that, you will not know majority of people. So we don't have the luxury of you understand? Yeah, we are trying, and if it works, if it doesn't, no. We don't have that luxury. So this manual is to help us cut out. I hear. Cut out all those things, so that we would be able to do the work effectively within the time that has been allotted us. I hear. Because 4 years comes very quickly. 4 years, it comes very quickly. Well, no, doesn't it come quickly? It comes very quickly. Today you are here, tomorrow they say you are no more, they've taken your ID, you can't enter the hall. Any day they say you are a trespasser. But in those times when we work freely, just enter. I know the porter, just where you going. When you after you go, they tell you that, oh yeah, nobody knows you. Yeah, nobody knows you. And it gets worse as you grow older. When I go to KNUS, nobody knows me. Nobody knows me. I look at that and say, hey, Mita, when we are walking freely, we cross the road, we don't even watch whether a zebra crossing, we just cross. If you come, then we insult you, then we go. As if the road is for us. Is it not so? Yeah. We enter freely. You know almost everybody in there. It's like it's so strange. When you get to a place like the big, you know everybody, everywhere you pass, you know a familiar face. People know you. When nobody knows you. No one will mention your name. Even the security people, they've changed. They don't know you. But those are the security people, they know you. When you can, oh, this one is in the hall. You don't even need to show ID. They know you. Yeah, but it passes so quickly. So we can't. So these conferences, which are meant to train leaders and service makers, have come to stay, because we have noticed that without training people or teaching people, we cannot expect them to do what we require of them. That is why it is a shame that many of them are not here. If you can put it on the page that they have to be, they have to come. Because it is not a joke. This is not a joke. You see, we have spent time and money and effort to do this. You should also sacrifice and be here, at least. You don't understand what I'm saying? Are you sure? Some of you are done. The way you are looking at me. So this manual is meant so that we do the right thing. Okay, please let the people put the thing at the back so that they write their names on the pen, so that I can have a conversation with some of them. Okay, so once we have come, we want to, so if you have your manual, let's turn to, so I hope you understand what we are talking about here. Are you sure? Because some of you, Like we just woke up, they say we have to come. So you don't really know why. And the people that must also understand what we need to do. You are not here. Okay, so let's turn to page 14. I want to leave certain aspects out because I want people to be here to hear it. Fruitfulness. Let us turn our Bibles to, I know we came with manual, but let's turn our Bibles to John chapter 15. Okay. Verse 1. Says, I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that bears fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. You are already clean because of the word which I have spoken to you. Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, and you are the branches. He who abides in me, and I in him, bears much fruit. For without me, you can do nothing. If anyone abides in me, if anyone does not abide in me, he is cast out as a branch and is withered. And they gather them and throw them into the fire, and they are burned. Jesus is saying that we must be fruitful. Now somebody will ask, so in terms of Christianity, what does, because we use the word fruitfulness all the time, isn't it? When you use fruitfulness, it can mean childbirth, isn't it? And that is what we usually, or bearing of fruit physically, when you look at a tree. You understand? So those ones are, but when you talk about in Christianity, what is, because we use it all the time, be fruitful, and you'll be fruitful, then you receive it, be fruitful, I claim it, be fruitful, I gather it, everything we take. But what exactly is fruitfulness? Okay, so fruitfulness means being productive in every sense. Being productive means that there must be a multiplication of self. Okay, it means that you are productive. There must be more than one of you. There must be an increase in you. There must be an increase about something that is in you and of you, or has a part of you. So you cannot be fruitful unless there is more of a change in terms of an increasing change in something. Are you here? Yeah. So when you talk about a fruit, like let's say this business is a fruitful venture, it means that whatever the business seeks out or aims at doing, there must be more than one of that thing. So if you make I was going to use a particular design, but let's say you make fruit juice, papa juice, juicy juice. In order for papa juice, juicy juice to be fruitful, when we can only say it is fruitful when there is more than one Papa Juice Juicy Juice. There has to be more than one bottle of it. When you produce it, there must be several. And the aim of the Papa Juice Juicy Juice is so that it will make money. Is that not it? So that if we don't have the money increasing, then we cannot say. You understand? So Papa Juice Juicy Juice can have a big factory. Okay? In fact, he can have 2 or 3 factories. You understand what I'm saying? But then we do not say that he has 3 or 4 factories, so he is food. No. The product must multiply, and then the purpose, which is to make money, must also multiply. Then we'll say that Papa Juice Juicy Juice is a fruitful venture. No, be so? Yeah. So the core thing that you are doing, you see, we must see it in the multiplication of it must come for there to be fruitfulness. Are you here? So it means that in the church, in your department, what is your core activity? What is the business? There must be an increment. There must be something that you can, you see, we can, there's something you aim to do. Can we see that thing multiplying? Some of the things you say, oh, they are abstract. How can we? No, everything. Technical team. Okay. The aim of the technical team is what? Is to give us good sound. Is that not it? Yeah. It is not necessarily to have plenty of equipment. But the plenty equipment is to help in the production of good sound. Is that not it? And to give us good audio, visual, whatever we need. A good setup. So they can have a lot of gadgets. Okay? But if they are not giving us the good sound, you say that, oh, they've increased, they've got it, but we are not seeing the actual thing. Is that all these things must come together. So it is the good sound and how the sound is getting better and better, and how when they set every time it is good, and that is what we say, oh, then they are doing well. Fruitfulness is in the technical department. Yeah. And then you see, so we can attribute the fruitfulness to the gadgets, which can be so because maybe as they do the work well, people give them more things to use. You see, but you cannot say that because they have more of this, then it means that they are fruitful. It is the last thing, the purpose of the thing, the intent of the thing. Are you there? Because if you have Papa Juice Juicy Juice and you are even getting plenty, the end result, the intent was that you do business to make money, isn't it? And it's not giving you money. You are not fruitful. You see, so the bottles should eventually lead to the money. Or it doesn't make sense. Are you sure? Yeah. So Jesus' intent for the church is that he says, I have come that you may have life and have it abundantly. Is that not so? Yeah. I have come so that you will be saved. I have come so that you will be in the image and the likeness of my Father. I have come so that at the end, when you stand before God, God will say that, oh, good and faithful servant. So that is the bottom line. That is the increment. That is the fruitfulness of a Christian. So when that thing is in the church or is in you, it is one, isn't it? The aim is that it must be found in more than one person aside from you. So we can have plenty of people in the church, But if those people don't have the life in them, it is like Papa Juicy Juice having a lot of bottles but not bringing money. I don't understand what I'm saying. Yeah. You see, because when you take a fruit, okay, a fruit is only as useful as the seed that is in the fruit. You know, sometimes we have fruit, nowadays we have, when you travel, people don't like to eat seeds in their fruits. When they are eating, or you don't like seeds. So in many countries, when you go, they have genetically modified fruits which have no seeds. You see, the grapes that you buy in Ghana, they have plenty of seeds. When you eat proper abotek, there are no seeds in it. You put it in, you crash every. You don't have to do. No. You understand? Yeah. So there are no seeds. Yeah. When you go and you eat oranges now, but there are no seeds, because they say it causes. You see, they want to modify the thing, get as much. Okay. So those foods, they are good for consumption, but they can't multiply. You understand? So your fruit is as good as the seed that is in a fruit, because it is in the seed that there is the life. You don't understand what I'm saying? Yeah. He says, I have come that you may have life and have abundantly. He says, in him was light, and the light was the life of men. I still here. Because the fruit contains a lot of things. But the most important thing the fruit contains is the seed. And the seed, when you do, those of you who did other courses like arts and business, but you still did some science, you realize that the essence of fruit is that it will help the seed to be dispersed. When you take fruits, they are very attractive, isn't it? So it attracts people. They come, they take the pawpaw. It may not be nice, but the fruit will come. Then they will go, and then the seeds, as they are going, then the thing passes, and then they poo-poo, then the seeds will go all over, isn't it? Yeah. The seed. You see, the thing about the seed is that the seed must be multiplied, and it must be multiplied. It must be dispersed. It must. Your seed must go far. So when you do science, you tell something about dispersion, isn't it? And they tell you different kinds of dispersion. Say the one that has the parachute in a thing, and the wind will blow. The one that is attractive, and then the birds will eat, and the seeds have a coating that prevents digestion. They go, they poop, then everywhere they go to a certain place that there is pepper growing somewhere in there. No one planted this pepper. But you see the pepper there. Yeah. The coconut, such that when it is dry and ready it becomes very light. The coconut grows by water, isn't it? That can fall on the water, then the water will carry it to another place. Then it will grow. So look at all the fruits. Mango. When you go and take mango, your aim is never to disperse. Yours is to eat, isn't it? You eat it, and throw the thing. Then the mango you ate in Accra is growing in Koforidua. What a mango. I don't understand what I'm saying. Yeah, the mango you ate is in Koforidua. Hey. So the life, the thing, the essence of the fruit is that the tree, which is a tree of life, must multiply. So when Jesus sees fruit, he's happy. Because in fruit, a good fruit, not a seedless fruit, there is a seed. That is why Jesus is so excited about fruit. Are you here? Yeah. The fruit is what will attract people to you. You cannot pass on life when nobody is attracted to you. I don't understand what I'm saying. Yeah. The tree that does not do something for its seeds to be dispersed is going to have, because when you grow around the same place, you can't even grow. There isn't enough nutrients. They will die. Are you still here? Or you've left? Are you sure? Are you learning something? You are not learning anything. I should stop and go. Hey. Wow. So your fruit would attract somebody or bring somebody. That is why when we talk about the fruit of the Spirit, the fruit of the Spirit are the things that are very attractive about you. It is your attitude. And what are the fruit of the Spirit? There are 9 of them, isn't it? Okay, let's read them. Galatians 5:22. Somebody should go then. Galatians 5:22. Or it's not 5:22. 22. You've forgotten. You don't know where Galatians is. Hey, you went home, no, boys and girls. Is it there? You found it. So who's reading for me? Let's see how it goes.
But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control.
Take it again. Let's take our time. The fruit of the Spirit is?
But the fruit of the Spirit is love.
It's what? Love. Or do. Okay. Sweet love. Yes, go on. Joy. Wouldn't you like to be around somebody who's always joyful? Even in this church, those who smile have more people. Like the person is so bubbly. You just like being around the person. Or you don't like being around the person. You do. But some people, your face is like light off. Light off, complete, not even doom. It's doom, so they are sure to come on. It's not, this is light off. Doom cry. Yeah. Go on. Peace. You want to be a person who is a peaceful person, full of peace. When you are troubled and you go, always have a word of peace for you. Wow. Go on. Patient with you. Very patient. Think was some no by visit still. No kasa. Then we janeko. Now we say then they are still patient. They'll call. Wow, when we saw a flow pan once. They're still patient. They'll call again. You come, you are there, you tell a roommate to come and say she's not there. Catch you, say, me know. Yeah, they will come again, isn't it? And they will come again and they will say, hey, what a shock. Yes. Kindness. When do you want to be around and kind? Are this not when you have such in your, it doesn't make it. You see, this thing is like you are describing a fruit that has like some orange, reddish, nice, succulent color. You see the way that we see, you don't even know the fruit I mentioned, but suddenly it looks so nice. Yeah. Even if it's poisonous, you eat. Go on. Goodness. Ish. Good person. Yes. Faithfulness. Faithful person. Faithful. Faithful person. We talk about faithfulness. Yes, go on. Gentleness. No bad person. The way I make a kibiacho, when I also hear then, the best rock I crown or chair. What's that? Are you my mate? I am my co-equal. I saw in you, Nankaudi and Kameno on your tree. Yeah. Yes, what else? And self-control. Person, you are with a brother, you know that this is a brother who can control him. Would you like to be my friend? That's for this leader. When you go, can't control himself. Wants to be touching, holding. Will you go to such a leader? Can't control himself. So when he's angry, throws things. Eggs. Medium akuma ben you. Now what's so sad? Self-controlled person. Saturday we pan we say Charlie, let's see a fasting. Leader no contribution no so ko no didi. Leader no show do didi. Wa shane dem didi. Will you want to be around such a person? Because you know that when push comes to shove, the person is not going to say that, oh, you let's not eat. You say, Charlie, man can't do so. No can't do all, Charlie. Yeah. Self-controlled. Is that not it? Are these not beauty? Like if you have such thing in a food, what kind of food do you think it will be? How do you think that food will look? Fantastic, isn't it? Yeah. Bring people. So when God sees fruit, he's excited. And you only get fruit in mature people. Even for a business, when the business starts making profit, it means the business has grown, isn't it? Because usually you see, people start businesses and they don't take off. Why? Because the business don't make profit. They think about making money. You understand? But then usually when a business is thriving, making money, it means the business, you can say, is grown. So immediately you start making a loss, then you start breaking even, and then you start making a profit. Is it not so? Yeah. So you see fruit in mature people. So a tree will have fruit. Even though you see the fruit on the branch, that tree must be mature. When you see a fruit on a mango tree that is this short, you say, hey, but you still acknowledge that the thing is mature. You will not take it as a seedling, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, that's why we are talking about growth this semester, isn't it? Yeah. To become fruitful. And that fruit is very attractive. And it helps to bring people closer so that their life can be dispersed. You see, you can never give what you want to give to somebody if the person is far off. It is only by coming closer. It is only by coming closer. Somebody should close that door. You see, then you can give that life. That life is passed on. That life can be sent to another place, can be taken far. So we must all grow and we must all begin to bear fruit. Bearing fruit is not just bearing fruit in itself. the tree bears fruit because it is needful for its survival, for it to continue to exist. Because the tree would eventually die, isn't it? But it must continue to live after it is dead. Yeah. So when we come to church, the fruit that we bear, it is that fruit that has life in it. And it is that life that must be passed on. Passed on from you to somebody else. Are you here? Yeah. So you cannot just be there and then you say that, oh, as for me, I am there. I am in the church. Where is your fruit? He says that the branch that bears fruit, says he comes and he prunes. That means that when God sees fruit, he's attracted to fruit. It makes him stop whatever he's doing to pay more attention to you. And he's just not happy that you are bearing more fruit, that you are bearing fruit. He wants you to bear more fruit. You understand? More fruit. Somebody will say, hey, me, I don't like evangelism. Oh, me, I'm not really an evangelistic person. I don't really like going out to talk to people and to, you see? Yeah. Dispersing of the fruit and the fruit, dispersing of the seed and the seed surviving it's not one thing. You see, when you say bearing of fruit, what we think about is evangelism, isn't it? Or yeah. All we think about is evangelism. It is good. Evangelism started. We can't do anything without evangelism. Evangelism is that thing that we cannot do without. It is paramount. It is important. And we must all, you see, it's not a matter of liking. It's a matter of it must be done. He says that what? Faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. Says, but how would they hear? See, if nobody tells them. Says, and how will it be told? Unless what? The people are sent. Says, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach good news. So as you go and you talk to people, God sees your feet as being beautiful. Yeah. So evangelism, we cannot do without. Because we must bring forth our kind. But after the evangelism, what next? There are a lot of people that come to church. You've not even evangelized, they have come, but they don't have life. After doing this work for a while, I have come to realize there are many people who sit in church, but they don't have life. They don't. Because some people don't come to church because they must come to church. It is in them. Sunday is time for church. Yeah. And there are many people like that. When you are even in the room, you will not feel fine. Like, why? It's like you are doing something wrong. You understand? But you are coming because it is like, it's like you not going for lecture. No, you are not going because you want to learn. No. But back on with them, the place will be quiet and you not feel fine. Like it's like you're a good person. So it's like you are doing the wrong thing, but you are not actually going to go and learn. So people come to church and sit in church, and it's not because they are what do you call it? They want life, or it's like or them Sunday they are Nyamedia so di bumano kwesi ada de kwa sorry. Yeah. And you've been brought up with it. Even in church, because I've seen it, a lot of people come first year. Somebody even goes to do the evangelism, or a friend says, "So let's go to church." Or so you just come into the church, and then you realize that look, the work that is you have to do on the person in the church is more than the work you have to do on the person outside the church. Yeah. So once the person is in the church, it's not really a matter of evangelizing the person. It's about the person finding life. It's about soul winning. See, soul winning goes beyond, to me, evangelism. Because a lot of people go and evangelize. They do the way they bring people. But after, what happens to the souls? That is why you and I are here. We are service makers. We are workers for God. The work we are doing for God ultimately is that souls will be won for Him. I hear. So if you sit here and you don't see yourself as being a part of it, is if you don't see yourself as being a part of this soul winning agenda, then there's a problem. I hear. Yeah. Then there's a problem. You cannot be a leader, you cannot be a service maker, and not see yourself as, I am part of this group that is supposed to send life to people. The different groups, the different departments, organizing ourselves into DOs, move to smaller groups. It is so that, look, at our level, at those levels, you can influence and you can give life to the people that are there. And you, in your work as a church worker, it is so that what you are doing would also impart life to somebody. Many people sit in church nowadays and they don't care about what is happening to the person sitting by them. You are not concerned about anybody. So, oh, it's as for Papa Jew, because he's older. Because he's older, the people, they like him. You know, he knows how to talk. He's experienced. So he can visit people and talk to people and actually, share his life. And he's a nice person. You too, why are you not a nice person? Where is your fruit? Yeah. In that fruit is life. People will just come to you because it's like they see something, they want that thing that you have. They want that thing that you have. They want it. So you start talking to them, telling them what it is that makes you who you are. Yeah. There are some people too are not there. Say, oh, so you have the grace to do it. Everybody and his grace and his calling. No. Did he say that some branches are there to bear fruit? And every branch that bears, every branch must endeavor. It is in you, it is in me. Are you understanding me? Yeah. And it begins by you must grow. You cannot bear fruit unless you grow. Somebody said, how do I bear fruit? You must grow. you as a person, you must endeavor to grow. You see, this thing that we are doing, it is, you see, it's like I'm preaching to all of you and talking to, but that is not what will make the difference. The difference happens when one person decides to take what we are doing and work with it. All that you are seeing here, the manual you are holding, this setup, everything, the fact that I'm here, it is the endeavor of one person doing their work, which has been added on by another person also endeavoring to do their work, and another. That is how come you can see like a mass thing. So all this preaching and talking and admonition I'm giving, it is so that one person can decide to grow. Yeah, you can decide to grow. You can decide. You one. It's not a mass hypnosis. No. It may look like there are so many people doing everybody, but there are so many people doing things because every person is doing something. You can only have a forest when every tree decides to grow. Huh? Yeah. Says if every tree decides that I am one tree, so me I will not grow, would we have a forest? Yeah, but you are just one tree. It's true. What can one tree do? But if that one tree, irrespective of what everybody says, I am a tree, I must grow and bear fruit. And the next person also say, I am a tree. You see, that is an individual. You must catch it for yourself. The vision of this church will come to pass when the individuals catch the vision and run with it. I understand me. So your gathering here is not so that we can give you mass hypnosis. Our gathering here is that perhaps, peradventure, with all the talking, one person will decide that I want to grow. One person will decide I want to be one person. Yeah. So when you grow, you bear fruit. And when you bear fruit, you have seed. There may be many seeds, but each seed is an individual seed. And when the seeds are dispersed, one tree will become one seed will become one tree. One seed will not become 1,000 trees. One will become one. Another one will become one. So never despise your one. So as for me, I'm not. Look, you are there so that you will do your work well as an usher. You will grow as an usher, grow as a Christian, and it will attract somebody. You can then influence the person, somebody coming after you. You can live your life in the person. You can give some, but what can you give when you see, how can you give a seed when you have not grown? How will you even bear fruit? I've never seen an immature tree bearing fruit. Seedlings don't bear fruit. Yeah. Seedlings don't bear fruit. So you are there as an individual, as a person. It's like you are one person, but you can do something. Many things are not getting done because you are not doing your one thing. When you do your one thing, are you here? When you do your one thing, somebody too will do their one thing. Imagine we are 10 and